Hey everyone, this is Zachimus Prime, aka Zachimus Prime, bringing you another Transformers video review. This time we're going to be reviewing the Transformers The Last Knight, Nitro Zeus, or as he's known on this packaging, just Nitro. But in the movie he was Nitro Zeus, so I like to call him that still. Though I don't know, maybe this is Nitro Zeus's un-Zeusy cousin? Because he's not even the same airplane, and he doesn't have the same head. Maybe this actually is a different character than the one in the movie. I don't know. See, in the movie he was an EF-2000 Typhoon, which, you know, has got bigger wings than this, more triangular, no horizontal stabilizers on the back. It's got canards on the front instead, and is a wicked fast plane. And this is completely different. This is a make-believe plane. Yeah, it's actually fairly sleek for a Transformer, you know. I mean, of course, it is completely aerodynamically unfeasible. But, you know, compared to some of the Transformer airplanes that you see, it's actually not so bad. And its transformation into robot mode is astounding. But if we take a look at him, he's got little landing skids here, little wheels. These are just molded in. This one is a separate piece. They can fold up like that. He's got little missiles here that are, you know, little pieces that will come off. They come off and reposition during transformation. We'll get to that in a bit. Nozzle there. Interesting. It just, when I first saw this guy, I thought that it was like some sort of a prototype or whatnot, because it was just all in gray and black, and I mean, it's a very monochromatic paint job. You've got a little bit of this like bronze-ish color down here, and just a touch of red on the wings. But other than that, it is basically just black and white and gray, you know? He is designed to be compatible with the Titan's Return stuff. He's got a cockpit here that opens up. Got to use my little tool for it because my fingers aren't that tiny. We'll stick Megatron's headmaster into it. Yeah. How does it want to fit? It just fits in there like that. Bam. And yeah, you can totally fit a Titan Master in there, and he will sit in there happily for all time, since the cockpit doesn't really do anything during transformation. It just sits there and does what it does. So we'll pull him out. I think it's kind of interesting that they included the gimmick on this figure. I mean, I really like that kind of like cross-line thing, though. I guess it's not technically cross-line because we're getting the deluxe class Cogman, and he is going to have a headmaster as well. So let's get down to transformation. First thing we're going to do is we're going to remove these missiles right here, and they just peg right in. Fold that down. And now we're just going to untab the wings. The wings are pegged in 3 locations, which is here, here, and then this fits into that. It's not really a securement tab so much as it's a locating tab. There we go. But this one and this one is what really keeps this wing in place. Now we're going to unpeg the tail section here. We'll just kind of leave all this like that on the back for now. We're going to come around to the underside. We're going to untab the feet. There's a big old chunky tab right here that keeps the feet in, and then there's a smaller tab. I guess it's on the top. Then you have the foot clips in to the side of the torso here. See, there's a clip there, and it just fits right into there. Untab this side too. around. You know, he's got this really interesting transformation where when you look at this guy, like this is one arm here, and this is the other arm here. And to make that happen, you gotta pull this out, and then you have to lift this up to get it out of the way. And I don't know, I'm a sucker for a clever piece of transformation. That's for sure. So put that into its proper place. And then we're going to take these halves and put them back together. They just kind of clip together, not super securely, but it works. And then we're going to put the legs facing forward, pull out the feet, put the arms facing forward, pull out the fist. This right here extends into a big old cannon. On this arm here, we're going to take and pull the sides of this nose cone apart, like so. And then they will just fold up on this double hinge here, just like that. And then on the underside, stick our finger in here and pull out this part. It turns into some sort of like, I don't know if it's supposed to be more like an axe or like a crossbow thing. I tend to consider it more like a crossbow thing. We're going to fold. Let's raise this up a little bit. He's getting to be a little tall. Fold this down, rotate his head around. Alright, and now for this, for the wings, we're going to fold up this section here, fold up this section here, and then this is going to fold into that slot there. This is going to fold up here, and then this whole thing is going to lift slightly and clip into place there. Bam, bam, bam. Same thing on this side. That, and that, and that. This is going to go all the way down. Fold the tail off to one section, to one side, doesn't matter which side. Oh, sun on the beach. Forgot to do this. And then we just take the missiles, which we so haphazardly discarded earlier. We're going to plug them into here. And there, more or less, is Nitro Zeus in his robot mode. And he's a really cool looking robot mode. Like, if it was not for this tail section here, you would scarcely be able to tell that he turns into an airplane. Like, he's got no... Okay, I lied. He does have recognizable airplane parts on him. But, I mean, if you ignore that and look at it more like a weapon, especially if you look at it from this side, you know, then yeah, I mean, he just... And that's one of the things that I've always liked about these Michael Bay designs. Because I'll be honest with you guys, I've never really liked the Michael Bay designs. But I am rather impressed when a figure turns from like a coherent looking vehicle into like some crazy what the hell is this for a robot mode. That's just really, this really is interesting to me. But anyhow, seems like he wants to lean to one side, doesn't he? For posability, we've got at the shoulder joint that will go all the way around. His elbow will bend here. This elbow doesn't want to bend all the way. And the reason for that is you've got this section right here, and that clunks up against a little part of, like a little detail that's on his upper arm. And I didn't want to do it until after this video review, because I kind of like to review a figure, you know, in the way it's supposed to be. I am definitely going to take a file and I'm going to file that down a little bit to get, you know, unimpeded rotation. Like, you can sit here and you can force it, you know, and get the full 90 degrees out of that elbow. And if you do that enough times, like, something's just going to wear away and it's going to be exactly where I'm planning on putting it anyhow. But, yeah, I don't know. So, the vehicle mode was all this, like, matte black and then the silver plastic here. But the robot mode, there's a lot of this, like, glossy black. And, not sure how I feel about it. Like, part of me is like, okay, yeah, glossy black, flat black, I don't know. But another part of me is like, you know, if they had used the matte black all the way through it, maybe that would have been a little bit better. Of course, another thing, because we've got silver paint apps all on here. And an interesting thing about this piece right here that's painted silver is molded in black plastic. Where it's clearly painted a silverish. I think this is supposed to kind of match this color. And then the underside here, this is molded in silver plastic, but it's completely painted black. So, like, I feel like they could have made their ends meet a little bit better by flipping where those parts were located on the sprues. I don't know. His leg will move all the way forward and not all the way back unless you move it out just a little bit so it gets around that. His hips do like to come untapped from each other a bit, so you gotta kind of be aware of that. It will also go all the way out and then some. He does have a knee joint here. Keep in mind that when your knee joint goes, like, this piece is not going to bend with it, though I think that it really is supposed to. I think it's supposed to be like that when it bends. But it will end up going like that unless you mess with it. By the way, that's a really cool surface detail on this figure. His ankles will go forward and backwards. There is no tilt. Oh my gosh, worst toy ever. And then his head is, you know, as you know, on a ball joint because it is actually... It's not a Titan Master. It won't turn into a robot, but it's got all that same, like, it's definitely. So if we take one of these dudes, stick them on here, it's a little tight. And now we've got Megatron Zeus. Actually, that matches up pretty well. I kind of like that. Also, another thing, these things will tilt forward. I don't know if these are supposed to be like big cannons or something like that, but they tilt forward, which is cool. But yeah, that's kind of interesting. So his head, this is not his head that he had in the movie, and it's also not the head that's on the packaging. The packaging shows, I think that was the type of head he had in movie 4, because of course this model was redesigned, was repurposed from movie 4. There's about 5 or 6 of them in the big battle in Age of Extinction, and they all get killed off in pretty short order, except this guy apparently. But I believe that the packaging, the face that's on the packaging is the head that he had in movie 4. And this is actually based off of a concept sketch for Nitro Zeus for movie 5. But what they actually ended up using for some reason is the head from Shockwave from movie 3. So I don't know. It's kind of screwed up like a soup sandwich. I like this head best personally. Like, it was, the head that he had before was like the weird with like big old things sticking out the side, and it looked kind of dumb. And the Shockwave head is just weird because it's so like plainly Shockwave. You know, it's Shockwave's face from movie 3, and it's just kind of weird that they used it again. But I like this one best, to be honest. But yeah, just a really good figure. He's really fun. He's got a lot of posability to him, especially because he doesn't have any kind of, you know, like hip scripts or anything like that. So like his his leg articulation is like super unimpeded, and just he's fun and he's cool, and I'm happy that I stuck it out and searched for this figure, and now I'm pretty much done with this whole line. I might pick up a Cogman if I see one. That's a big if, because I have no idea if I'm ever going to see one. Distribution in my area is crap. But yeah, there's The Last Night, Nitro Zeus. Thank you everybody for watching, and everybody be good to each other.